couple weeks, I've been pretty interested in following what's been going on regarding state sovereignty here in America. And apparently in April, Obama signed some ID Act. And frankly, folks, I'm not the most political person in the world. I'm uninterested in all the details and names. But I get a gist of things. And apparently this ID Act is going to require states have everybody using this special ID that's somewhat Orwellian. And as a result, a number of states, something like 20 states, have declared or are in the they've declared sovereignty, and something like another 20 some are in the process of looking into declaring their sovereignty from the federal government. Now, okay, if I'm some crazy anarchist person, which I'm liberal, or open-minded, I could see your skepticism. However, being that there are actual governors, states, members of the Senate, people are actually, the states themselves are declaring their sovereignty. This isn't one little person with radical ideas. States are actually doing this. So I think it's really important for Americans to have a kind of a heads up about this. Anyway, so I've been doing research, and I've been watching something that I found on the Liberty Channel, and there was this interview with Gerald Caliente on the Alex Jones show, and I'm not sure I'm pronouncing Gerald's name properly, but anyways, it was this very interesting series, 4-part series called The Greatest Depression. And so they're talking about that criminals are running our government, and they're describing trends, insurance companies and banks, and I think even countries are now buying gold, and this hasn't happened in the past, so it's meaning like the dollar is worthless. And so they're saying, my impression is, buy gold, have your guns, create a garden, and have a good job, and maybe those things are accessories to what needs to happen. However, I really think that anytime a society has endured tremendous crisis, revolutions and whatnot, it was because there was a strong support system. There was also a strong ideology connecting everybody together. Even in the Civil War, the Northerners had a strong sense of what they were fighting for, and the Southerners had a strong sense of what they were fighting for. And whenever we have this kind of watered down sense of why we're fighting, just I'm going to work, I'm going to war, and it's my job. That was like Vietnam, it was the Korean War, and you lose miserably in that situation. So I think if we are going into some challenge, I think we need a strong sense of community. I think we need to have a strong sense of ourselves, a strong sense of know ourselves, know our strengths, and we need to know how to connect with other people in an effective way. And I think that probably most of us Americans, we've been absorbed in our DVDs and our computers and our video games, and our jobs, and our drugs, and our drinking, and our partying, and our cars, and travel, and whatever. I think we've been, just living it up, and I think a lot of us really lack interpersonal skills, and I have a lot to learn as well. However, I think if there is this huge crisis coming, I think that we need to know ourselves. We need to connect better with our family, with our friends, with our community. In the Civil War, I think it was Florence Nightingale. She started, I think, the nurses going around and helping the wounded soldiers. It's like you just think about money and guns and all that, and it's like behind every violent act, there's years of peace. And there's lots of nice people who helped this violent person get along, and they tolerated this violent person. I think we have this programming that that's inaccurate, and I think it's time to change that. I think we need to have a better world, and so I just wanted to put that out there, and just I just think we need a shift, a paradigm shift, a serious paradigm shift, because working the way we've always done it has failed, and it's failing, and it's going to fail. So it's time to try something different. So thank you for watching, and please rate this video and offer your recommendations of how we can really make this work. Thanks for watching.